Well, the brand new India Today and Hansa Mood of the Nation survey has pretty much found that Narendra Modi, long after his landslide victory in the Lok Sabha elections, is still riding high on public sentiment. Here are the big takeaways with Rahul Gawal.
Here are the national big picture takeaways from the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll. 5 minutes giving you all the insights into what the Mood of the Nation opinion poll suggests. There's a big thumbs up in this poll for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party, the BJP. The afterglow of the massive mandate in May continues. 61% think that Prime Minister Modi has done either a good or an excellent job in his 90-day work in office. The BJP is more popular than ever before, would win 32 more seats than they did in May if elections were to be held today. The BJP is opening its account in Kerala, is doing even better than it did in Uttar Pradesh, is doing much better in Assam, and growing in West Bengal as well, going into states where the BJP has not traditionally been a potent force. However, the BJP and this government is becoming a one-man show. 47% say Modi will not do the RSS's bidding, but 48% say that Modi has made his cabinet colleagues irrelevant. This is becoming a one-man show centered around the personality and the identity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Despite what pundits have been suggesting and the opposition has been crying, 68% of the Muslims say they feel safe under Modi Sarkar. 76% nationally and 68% of the Muslims say they feel safe under the Modi Sarkar. They don't believe that extremist forces have strengthened after the May results. They don't believe that this is a mandate for communal polarization. They believe it's a mandate for development and good governance. There's bad news for the Congress party because there are three contradictory sets of responses. One, people feel that the Congress cannot do without the Gandhi family. Only 20% want Priyanka Gandhi to come in, and 50% say the party cannot revive under Rahul Gandhi. So big trouble for the Congress and for its leadership. India wants a strong opposition. 48% of the respondents say they want the BJP and Speaker Sumitra Mahajan to give the Congress the post of the leader of the opposition. They do not like the games that the BJP is playing at this time. People believe that Pakistan is India's enemy number one, not China. 59% say Pakistan is India's biggest threat. Let's come to point number 8. Social attitudes, unfortunately, still seem to be rather regressive, with 22% of the respondents suggesting that they believe that women invite trouble with what they wear. Point number 9. Most of the role models for those in this survey, including the youth, seem to be people above the age of 70. The first role model is APJ Abdul Kalam, our former president and ace scientist. Then comes Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and then the Nightingale, Lata Mangeshkar. For the first time, there is a new queen of the Bollywood box office. Since August 2012, Katrina Kaif has been India's numero uno heroine. For the first time, it's Deepika Padukone who dethrones Katrina Kaif to emerge as the number one choice of the respondents. So there you have it, 10 big takeaways from the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll. What would happen if elections are held at this time? Would the NDA government do better or worse than it did when elections were held in May? Let's play out the national alliance-wise vote share projections first. If elections were held in August 2014, the India Today group Hansa Research Mood of the Nation opinion poll suggests that the NDA's vote share would increase from 38 to 43. That's a gain of 5% votes for the NDA, a very substantive jump in the fortunes of the BJP and the NDA. It's the others who are slipping from 41 to 34. The UPA remains at 23. How does this translate into seats? How many more seats is the NDA likely to bag? And if we were to do a deep dive, what emerges is that it's actually the BJP that is doing much better because some of the NDA allies are actually losing seats. But overall, the NDA is likely to increase its tally by 19 seats, from 335 to 354. The UPA crashing from 60 to 57. The Congress by itself coming down from 44 to 40. Others from 148 to 132, a loss of 16 seats. Let's now focus on the crucial state of Maharashtra, where elections will be held in a few months from now. In Maharashtra, there's a big change in fortunes, because while the NDA remains the dominant force, the UPA's tally has more than doubled. From 6, it's gone up to 17, a gain of 11 seats for the Congress and the NCP, whereas for the Shiv Sena and the BJP, their tally is coming down from 42 to 30, a loss of 12 seats. A big turnaround here in the fortunes of the Congress and the NCP, and a big fall for the BJP and the Shiv Sena. Let's now come to the other big battleground state where elections will be held soon, that is Haryana. Remember, the BJP had done exceedingly well when elections had been held in Haryana during the Lok Sabha polls. The party, along with its alliance partner, the HJC, is likely to consolidate those gains, going up from 7 to 8, a gain of 1 seat, even in Rohtak, which is the bastion of the Congress party, the bastion of its chief minister and his family. The Congress is projected to lose even that 1 seat, coming down from 1 to 0. These are the numbers for Haryana. The other state, where there's a state of flux, where assembly by-polls were held just today, that's Bihar, where we have a new chief minister and a big alliance in the form of Nitish, Lalu and Rahul Gandhi coming together on one ticket in the hope of stalling the Modi juggernaut. How do things pan out on the ground? Instead of being able to pose a more formidable challenge to the BJP, 2 plus 2 is not adding up to 4. Instead, 2 plus 2 is somehow adding up to 1, because the UPA is coming down from 9 to 4, a loss of a massive 5 seats, while the NDA, that's the Lok Janshakti Party, and the BJP, which had already bagged a substantive 31 seats, is actually increasing that to 35. That's a gain of 4 seats in Bihar. Let's now focus on Delhi, where elections are scheduled to take place any time in the next few months. Here, the BJP had bagged all the 7 seats in the Lok Sabha elections. However, the Hansa opinion poll suggests that the BJP's fortunes are declining. They are now predicted to pick up only 5 seats, a loss of 2 seats from the tally in May. It's not the Congress that is gaining ground, it is the Aam Aadmi Party, which gave the BJP a tough fight, that is expected to pick up at least 2 seats in the Delhi polls, which essentially means that when the assembly elections were to happen in Delhi, it will be a fight between the BJP on the one side and Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party on the other. So that's a quick wrap of the India Today group, Mood of the Nation, a national big picture, and the key battleground states. The Modi government is about to complete 100 days in power. What is Modi's report card in the eyes of the Indian voter? Here are the results of the India Today group, Hansa Research, Mood of the Nation opinion poll, rating Modi's performance as Prime Minister. 61% of the people think he's either been good or excellent. The number of people who think he's been very poor, the negative ratings at this time are very low at only 6%. 28% think the government's been average, which is the most crucial question that the Modi government needs to address first. Let's play out the responses to that question now. 18% think it's price rise, 22% think it's corruption, but the maximum number of people think it is poverty. 23% of the people want Modi to address poverty first. Crime against women comes at 9%. Who is responsible for the sweeping mandate that the BJP won in May? Who do people attribute this to? Remember, Modi called Amit Shah the man of the match, but people give him only 3%. 64% think it's Modi, only 2% think it's the RSS, 5% think it's the party cadre, 9% say this is because of the failures of the UPA. Make no mistake, Modi is the only man of the match in the eyes of the Indian people. What does Prime Minister Modi represent? Does he represent Hindutva, right-wing extremist forces? Does he represent governance and administration? Look here, 70% of the people say he represents development and good governance. Only 4% feel he represents communal intolerance. 9% think he represents Hindu nationalism. Most of them think of Modi as a governance icon. Let's take the next question. What does Modi's landslide win represent? Is this a mandate for development? 70% of our respondents seem to think so. 21% think it's because of religious polarization. But a massive victory for development. That's what people think, and that's what the BJP government needs to deliver on. Several people have been unimpressed with Modi's cabinet. They say it's a bare cupboard, bereft of talent. What do the Indian voters think? Here are the results. 78% think Modi has a good team. They like his cabinet. 9% only feel that his cabinet is not good. So strong endorsement coming from the respondents of the Hansa India Today group Mood of the Nation opinion poll. Our next question now. Has Modi made ministers irrelevant? And this is a very interesting insight because nearly half our respondents feel that Prime Minister Modi is the only one who matters. His is the only voice that counts. Other ministers are now irrelevant. 37% say no, but 48% say yes. Will Modi be controlled by the RSS? Will he be their puppet? Will he be their own man? We put that question to the respondents of the Hansa research poll. Here are their answers. A massive 47% think Modi will be his own man. Only 12% think he'll be controlled by the RSS. 31% say Modi will try and strike a balance between the demands being made by the RSS and what he himself wants to do. Will there be a proliferation in extremism, in fundamentalism under Modi? Has Modi's victory encouraged Hindu fundamentalists? A massive 61% say no. That's almost 2/3 of the respondents saying no, his victory does not encourage fundamentalists, at least they don't feel so. Only 31% say yes. We asked people a question, do you feel safe under Modi? A massive majority of the people said they feel safe. 76% of the overall universe said that they felt safe under Modi. Within this, if we were to subdivide it and look only at the numbers amongst the Muslims who feel safe, 68% there said they feel safe under Modi. So all those who've been orchestrating a campaign in the opposition suggesting that people don't feel safe under Modi, that minorities are oppressed under Modi, are wrong in the view of the respondents who've been sampled in this survey. The next question, who will benefit under Modi? What do people think? His opposition claims that only corporates will benefit. Modi would like to believe that young people will benefit, poor will benefit, farmers will benefit, but who will benefit most? Here are the questions. Can we take it once again, please, right from the top? Because if you see here, the maximum number of people say it's poor. 27% feel it's the poor who will benefit. If you look at the other responses, only 9% are saying that corporates will benefit most. So only 9% say the youth as well. So it's the poor, it's the young, it's people who are farmers. They are the ones who, in the eyes of our overall sample, believe will benefit most under Modi. He is not seen as being a corporate man only. And then the final question on Modi's report card, how do people perceive his government? Are they happy with the government or not? Here is the overall performance of Modi Sarkar. 68% say he's good, only 2% think he's excellent. But if you were to add these two, a massive 70% think he's either good or excellent. 20% think he's average. Negative marks at this time, of course, very low at only 5. What we're seeing in this poll is that Prime Minister Modi's honeymoon period with the voters of India continues. The afterglow of the May verdict remains. People as of now think that he's doing a good job. But let's not get carried away. Only 2% think his government's doing an excellent job. But he is in India's good books at this time. Make no mistake about that.